Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show off a couple really cool packages that I got here recently. You will have to bear with me. I've been sick for the last few days. I feel pretty decent right now, so I wanted to kind of get this video done because I really wanted to show off this stuff. We got some really cool stuff in here, and yeah, the first one is actually from my buddy Sean over at Wise Blood Records. Got a new release that he just put out. It just came out. And he also threw in a little freebie as usual, so I'm going to show that off. But the first one that I want to show comes from my buddy Taylor Wang from the band Lust Witch. I actually discovered his band through Instagram. It was one of those things where listed recommendations of pages you might want to follow, and I saw the logo. I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And I went on it and said that they were out of Indianapolis. Didn't have anything about any of their music yet, like links to any music. But I was like, I'm going to follow them anyway. I want to keep an eye on this because this looks interesting. And ended up becoming friends with him on Facebook. My friend Jenny, who does a lot of promotion around the Indianapolis scene and everything, helps put on shows and things like that. Had talked about them on Facebook, about their live show and everything. So I was really excited to hear some of their music. And when I met him at Heavy Hell 3, he said that they were going to be putting up their EP for pre-order soon and everything. And he would, keep me in the loop. And he finally, hit me up, was like, hey, we're having our release show and I know you're not going to be able to make it. I want to be able to send you your stuff. So, we worked out a deal. And so I picked up a shirt and a CD from them. Of course, I want to get their other shirt, which was just a purple logo shirt, which looks really awesome because, I don't mind just straight up logo shirts. But so I figured I would show those off. And if you're not familiar with Lust Witch, though, they are a kind of a doom sludge metal act out of Indianapolis. They've only been around since about March of this year, so still a relatively young band here. So here is the shirt that I picked up. This is their newest design, and I really love it. Love their logo. Love the design of this shirt. It does fit pretty good, but I am going to cut the sleeves off just because, even though it's my size, and Taylor, he understands completely because he's a big guy like me. Sometimes even if they're your size, the arms get sewn weird, and they got the seam right up in your armpit. Can't handle that. So but then we have their debut EP, We All Die Alone. And as you can see, the guys were kind enough to sign this for me. And there is the back. This is a total DIY affair here. There's kind of what the logo looks like in purple. That's what the other shirt design is. And I really want to get that shirt here at some point. And it's just a printed CDR here. But this is the band's debut EP put out by the band themselves. What is interesting about this, though, is that all 4 tracks on this were done in one continuous live take. There was no tracking, no dubbing whatsoever. So what you hear on here is them plugging in and just playing everything straight through. Sounds really good, really heavy, really sludgy. Definitely recommend checking this out. They finally have a Bandcamp up, so I will be showing or leaving a link down below for that so you can check this out, pick up a copy for yourself. And he was also telling me, when he said he'd shipped my package, he goes, I threw in some extra goodies here for you. So I was like, oh, cool. So one of the things he sent was a sticker, which I thought was really cool. Then he sent 2 big ass buttons. I love the colors of these. These are pretty cool looking buttons. I will definitely be finding a use for this. But the first thing that I noticed when I opened the box, when I got it, was this. He sent me a well-used drumstick, as well as a bass pick and a guitar pick from him and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Him and Ian, and this is of course Mason, the drummer's drumstick, as well as another sticker that says "fucking Lust Witch." And what makes these so cool and why I'm going to definitely be displaying them is that these were actually not only used during their practices, but also during their very first show that they played with Yatra. And I was just blown away by that. I did not expect this whatsoever. So Taylor, thank you so much. And the rest of you guys, thank you so much. This is so cool. I've actually got an area picked out to display these. So first time I've ever been given a drumstick. I've been, given guitar picks and stuff, but never ones that were actually used for live shows or practicing or anything. It's always been, a guitar pick's just like, oh yeah, here's an extra guitar pick or whatever, which is fine. But yeah. So yeah, I had to, of course, frame this up. Like I said, I've got a spot ready for it. But yeah, definitely go check out Lust Witch. Some really good stuff. All right, now on to the package from Sean at Wise Blood Records. Of course, like I said, he tends to throw in freebies. And, sometimes I discover some really cool stuff like Vorlust here recently. But he sent me this and he goes, you might already have this, I don't know, but I wanted to send it anyway. And I did not have this on cassette, but I do have the CD of it. And that is Bewitcher with Under the Witching Cross. And this comes on a black tape. But yeah, Bewitcher, if you are not familiar, are a blackened speed metal band from Portland, Oregon. Been around since 2013. This is the band's second full-length album that was put out by Shadow Kingdom Records back in 2019. The cassette version was limited to 100 copies, so really excited to get that. Now, the main part of this package, as I said, is a new release that just recently came out. And I've gotten to listen to it once so far, and it is absolutely badass. And that is a 4-way split between Wraith, Black Knife, Grave Ripper, and Unholy Night, entitled Faster Than the Fucking Devil. And I just absolutely love that artwork. There is the back. And the inside there. Pro Press CDR. There's underneath the tray there. And each of these bands contributes 2 brand new tracks to this. So yeah, so you got brand new music from Wraith, Black Knife, and Grave Ripper, who I am very well familiar with. Though Unholy Night was a complete surprise for me. I've not heard of them until this release. But yeah, if you're not familiar with any of these bands, Wraith, they are a blackened speed thrash metal band from here in Indiana. Been around since 2016. Black Knife, blackened kind of black metal with a little bit of a punk influence thrown in from Lexington, Kentucky. Been around since 2016. Grave Ripper, you've heard me mention them many times. They are a blackened, thrash speed metal band out of Indianapolis. Been around since 2019. And as I said, Unholy Night, totally unfamiliar with them, but they were a blackened speed metal band out of Moscow, Russia. Been around since 2019. And like I said, I've listened to this once so far. Absolutely killer stuff. Probably one of the best splits that I've heard this year, because I've heard several different splits, but this one is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, the bands are just on fire here. I love all these new songs. And of course, couldn't just get the CD version, had to pick up the cassette, and I love the look of this cassette. Very retro looking, and I just love the colors. Love the labels on there. Of course, there's no limitation on the CD. The cassettes are limited to 100 copies. They also have this pressed on vinyl, which I am still waiting for that. And I actually just noticed on here, I have number 84, I don't know if you can make it out, number 84 out of 100 here, so really cool. But yeah, they did press this on vinyl. I'm still waiting for those to come in so that I can snag a copy. But yeah, those are limited to 200 copies. But yeah, definitely worth checking out in my opinion. Both of these releases, both the Lust Witch debut EP and this new 4-way split put out by Wise Blood Records. I will be leaving links down below so you can check these out for yourself and pick up copies, which I highly recommend that you do. All right, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.